My name is Aaron Gustafson, and I recently wrote a book called Adaptive Web Design, but prior to that, I've been involved with the Web Standards Project for a great many years. I'm currently one of the managers there. I've also worked with A List Apart, and I've probably been speaking on conference since I guess about 2003. Been writing for A List Apart and various other publications during that time as well. And so this book, Adaptive Web Design, that I wrote is basically all about modern progressive enhancement and how we can go about using the various technologies and the ways that browsers are told to interpret those technologies to create and actually craft experiences that kind of grow based on the capabilities of the device or the capabilities of the particular browser on that device, to create great experiences for users no matter what their kind of end of the continuum of devices is. We're kind of at an interesting and exciting place in the web right now. It's actually, for a while there, it kind of rote and boring. We were kind of doing the same thing over and over again. We were architecting, many new ways to create multi-column layouts and adjust where things were falling in those layouts. And so there, with the rise of mobile and kind of all of these different form factors that we're having to deal with now, it's gotten very exciting and very interesting, and presenting new challenges to us, and kind of figuring out how to solve those problems, most of which we haven't figured out how to solve yet, and some of which we don't even know what the problems are yet that we're going to eventually have to solve. It's a very exciting period, and so we're getting to really kind of see where the web is going forward and what we're going to be using the web for in the future, how we're going to be using the web in our automobiles or on our refrigerators or whatever. And I think it's also exciting because we're starting to see more platforms starting to adopt web technologies as part of their core feature set. So you have things in the publishing world where you have EPUB and Mobi and such that are all based on HTML, EPUB even being based on HTML5 and having CSS3 and even some JavaScript in it now, which is pretty incredible. So being able to create rich interactions within the context of an ebook is pretty cool. But then on the other hand, you've got operating systems like WebOS that's based on web tech, and you have operating systems like Windows 8 where you can actually build full stack apps in web technologies. Like that's a really exciting opportunity as well. So there's becoming all these different ways that we can use the kind of skills that we've developed over the last 10, 12 years, kind of bring them to bear and create new things for people that they haven't done before, or recreate things in better and more useful ways. So there's become a lot of opportunity on the web, and I think that's a very exciting thing. I've contributed to a bunch of books before, and when I've done that, it's always been kind of technique-based stuff, like here's this neat way to do X or Y or Z. And it seems like a lot of books are kind of that, like tutorial or very prescriptive about what it is that you should be doing and what's the current best practice. And I decided that I wanted to kind of take a step back from that and do something that was more philosophical. So to me, it's more of a philosophy book. It's about understanding what progressive enhancement is, why it works, and how it works. And it's sort of philosophy punctuated with bits of code that kind of demonstrate that, so that somebody can say, okay, here's an example of progressive enhancement at play here, but I can see what the ramifications are for something else that I'm going to be working on. So it doesn't have as much of a potential to become dated and stale right away, because I'm not trying to prescribe techniques that are going to be surpassed next week. Instead, it's focusing on being more of this is how to better understand what we do as web designers and developers, and how we can craft better experiences from the ground up, and focus on the experience and less so on the technology, because technologies come and go, browsers come and go. We shouldn't get caught up in that. If you're working on the web today, I think the most important thing is passion. I think being really excited and being able to get yourself and keep yourself excited and motivated about what it is that you're doing, finding something to latch onto and something to really kind of sink your teeth into is one of the most important things, because that's what's going to keep propelling you forward. It's going to keep you engaged, and finding people who can challenge you in that respect as well is a really important thing, because it's just going to help you grow and help you get better at what it is that you're doing.